6 pet owners among us know our dog is like a member of the family. Losing a pet is one of the hardest things certainly a family can go through, which is why one pet owner reached out to the I-Team.
So she thinks the death of her dog was preventable and wants to warn other pet owners about what she says caused it. I-Teammate Stephanie Zepelin has been following this story for a year and joins us now with more stuff.
Guys, Jennifer Shelton wrote to the I-Team because she said a flea and tick preventative medicine may have killed her dog. She says the adverse effects of the medicine made him very sick, and now she's finally being heard.
It's easy to tell Jennifer Shelton is a dog lover. There are signs all over her house. But there was more love, more fur, more noise before. It was love at first sight back in summer 2016.
He just absolutely, right then, was like the perfect. He tried, he was just kind of a jokester, if a dog can be a comedian. Was always right there, giving me little pep talks, just greeting me at the door.
Scout was just shy of a year old when he took his first dose of Bravecto, a flea and tick treatment for dogs. Around his first birthday, things went downhill and fast.
Within about the first 24 hours, he had some really bad intestinal issues. Just really tired, lethargic. Just, you could tell he wasn't himself, didn't want to play.
Scout would be dead within a week. Shelton says he went from diarrhea and vomiting to a swollen stomach, then seizures.
He would stare out into space. He would almost throw his head back and really spread his legs like he was trying to stand up. And then he would kind of shake his head. And then after that, he would just immediately have to lay down, and he would sleep for like an hour. With no energy at all.
Shelton says within a few days of the initial dose of Bravecto, Scout stopped eating. An ultrasound showed nothing conclusive as to why he was so sick.
I could tell that he was done and in pain.
Shelton says the veterinarians told her they tried everything they could, but she was struggling watching her dog in so much pain.
And so we made the decision, after we took him out for ice cream, we made the decision that we would put him down.
It's still really hard for you to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if I think that I gave him something to contribute to that.
Did you miss him?
Oh, absolutely. Every day. Nobody to meet me at the door.
Scout's veterinarian says he and all his staff use Bravecto on their own pets.
If I didn't feel it was safe for pets, veterinarians wouldn't use it. We love pets, as much as we love our kids. So, if we felt it was an unsafe drug, the first thing we would pull off our shelves would be that drug, right? If there was any fear that it was dangerous.
But he admits there can be risks with any medication.
Do you think that Bravecto has a risk to potentially be fatal to a pet?
Sure it does. I think any medication I give to a dog has the potential to be fatal to a pet. I think that goes for most drugs a human takes as well.
The Food and Drug Administration found the risks significant enough to call for new labeling on Bravecto and similar pet medications. Months after we first reached out, the FDA said, quote, "These products continue to be safe and effective for the majority of animals." The agency is asking the manufacturers to make the changes to the product labeling in order to provide veterinarians and pet owners with the information they need to make treatment decisions for each pet on an individual basis. Merck, the company that makes Bravecto, says it's still confident Bravecto is safe and effective. They also said in a statement, quote, "After 3 years of post-marketing surveillance of more than 80 million Bravecto doses distributed in 85 countries, the overall worldwide reporting rate for neurological signs, including seizures, remains classified as very rare," end quote. To be clear, there was never any conclusive proof Bravecto led to Scout's death. Shelton would have had to have a necropsy performed to find out. But the ending of this story isn't altogether a sad one. Carson entered Jennifer's life a few months after Scout's death, but she does not want this to happen to any other pet owners. Shelton says she shared her concerns and Scout's reactions with her vet, Merck, the FDA, and the EPA, but she also wanted to share them with you.
I relive it a lot. I get mad. I just want to make sure that if this is what it was, that other people don't have to sit here and tell their story. That somewhere along the line it makes a difference, whatever he went through.
A spokeswoman from Merck says they will work with the FDA to include the new label information. The FDA is still monitoring adverse drug reports and asks owners and vets whose pets have had an issue after taking Brevecto to let the manufacturer know. Drug companies are required to report this information back to the FDA. In this story online, we'll have a link where you can reach the drug companies included in this FDA relabeling or request their adverse reaction reports. Stephanie Zepelin, ITV8.